And good morning, Richard here. It's time to do a walk in the neighborhood. Yesterday, I did a video about my new digs here in Pattaya, in Pratamnak Hill, and where my rent doubled from Phuket. So you'll want to check that out. So I'm going to do about a 6 kilometer ish walk around the neighborhood with some video shots, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take this kilo of ground pork that I have and make American style country sausage. And I found the crucial ingredient yesterday, which is sage. So can't make a good sausage without sage. It's hard to find, but I got it. And then everything else is pretty easy. Anyway, off we go. So, okay, here is leaving my front door, just to show you the bit I have to go through to get down. There is an elevator, but I'm on the first floor, which means zero style, which means what we call first floor is ground floor. So I live on the semi-etage, first floor. Kitty cat, hi kitty cat. Meow, meow to you. There's the pool. Parking lot. Two places for motorcycles. Mine is back there. If you drive a car, there's an exit gate. But walking or motorcycle is just easier to go out the front. And 24-hour security. Starting up. Okay, now I'm gonna hit the street with all the stuff, the restaurants and everything is down there. That's gonna be at the end. So I'm gonna go up here and I'll catch relevant video at points in time to try and keep this as reasonable in length as I can over 6 kilometers, which would be almost an hour and a half. So since I'm being objective, I'm only place is just down there, 50 meters away, and about 30 meters down there, just guys parking, is an actual upscale gentleman's club. I forget the name of it, but one of my buddies here showed me, and it's upscale. Go in, it's like a lounge, and mostly geared for not late night stuff, afternoon. Nice lounge. They have short time rooms. If you don't know what that is, don't ask. And but you know, they also have buffets and barbecues and stuff like that at reasonable prices. So that's Thailand. So it's kind of like a gentleman's club with cat house elements. So there you go. It's only exactly 8:30 in the morning, so none of these bars are going to be open till this afternoon, but that's the state of it. You find little areas, and of course, you know, it's kind of like the fast food principle. How do you find a Wendy's? Go to a McDonald's or a Burger King, because McDonald's does all the demographic research, so they spend that money so they know where to put their restaurants, right? So if you're Burger King or Wendy's, just put one next door or across the avenue. You can trust the research. You don't have to spend money on it. So that's the same thing. Somebody puts a bar there and you see, oh, it's doing well. Well, put one right next door. Don't try to be a lone wolf. These I love. the morning barbecue. Good morning. See? Go get your pork, or the chicken livers. 5 baht? 5 baht?
5 baht.
Okay, 5 baht, yeah. Sticky rice, 5 baht?
5 baht.
Sticky rice, 5 baht. Okay. Tomorrow I come because I'm walking today. Tomorrow. But I live just down there, so easy. Easy. Yes. Good. Makes a perfect breakfast. So you can get 9 of those skewers. And they have pork or chicken livers, and you can mix or match. They're all 5 baht each, and a bag of sticky rice. It's in a plastic bag, and you keep it in the plastic bag because then it stays warm and sticky, right? And you just bite it off a little bit at a time. So 9 of those skewers and 1 bag of sticky rice, 50 baht. That's under $1.50, and it's going to be a great breakfast, guaranteed. So, yeah, doing this early in the morning, there's pluses and minuses. Minus is that a lot of stuff is closed. Here's a breakfast place. Some French being spoken there. And here is the first of 3 gyms within walking distance. 3 within 3 to 5 minutes walking distance. This is Zoo Gym, Pattaya, the most animal of all of them. Has everything, and it's 120 baht per session, which is about $3. And they all range that way. You can get memberships and everything, but the session rate is so minimal that I just prefer to go with that. Then if I travel, say I'm going to go away for a month, I'm not wasting that money. I just pay as I go. Now, one place offers, maybe they all do. One place offers so you can buy 5 sessions or 10 sessions or 15 sessions at a discount, so you can lower your overall cost and you can use them whenever. They don't expire. So there's a cafe, another cafe. I'm still kind of learning the place myself. Petter Day, it's a pet place. There's not many pet places. It's getting to be more because there's, well, it's mostly for the foreigners. Thais don't spend money on animals typically. They think it's ridiculous. They'll laugh at you if you say you're taking your pet to a vet. Cannabis, again. That's kind of a sad thing for me because I prefer the conservatism, but you know, I like it. It's kind of like a lot of things. It's like, yeah, I don't want to fine people and put people in jail, but I guess there has to be some penalty for it to stay in the closet, so to speak, you know, and not be all out in the open. I mean, you smell fucking weed all the fucking time. People are fucking stoned all the time. Fuck off. Get a life. Now, you know, I say that as somebody who used to drink way too much, way too often. So, you know, I'm yelling at myself, but I say, you know, I finally did something. I fucking did something about it because there's no fucking way to live. All right. So now from here we go all the way down to the beach. And I'll hit you up with some stuff along the way. There's a good example of the sort of ideal sorts of buildings. Small places, you know, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 stories. You know, mine goes up to 5 on one side and 8 on the other. You know, a pool in the center, you know, and they probably have studios and 1 bedrooms, you know. So, you know, you pick these up for You know, something like these, I would estimate, you know, you're gonna see rents of like 15 to 30,000 a month, which is gonna be like you know, 500 to 1,000 bucks a month for something that nice. So I can tell those are spacious and nice. I've never actually walked down this street, and it looks like there's a big, probably a night market or afternoon market. I'm gonna have to do a second round of this, the early evening tour. But yeah, there's a lot of stands in there. Food and probably other things. Oh, yes, a lot of food. You see the ubiquitous, whoa, big eating area. Wow, yes. Oh, my girlfriend will love that when she gets here. In fact, I'm gonna take a phone video right now. Now there's an example of real old style. You're talking 80s, almost colonial sort of style there, condos. Those will be studios, I'm certain. They're all uniform. Probably very reasonable rent. So now here's an example of, you know, you're talking getting into the 1990s stuff, you know, probably early 2000s, later 2000s. Fairly new there, where they lose the charm, you know, and build lots of units skyward. I prefer those smaller, you know, ideal is like 2 stories and a U-shape surrounding pool. Ideal. Ground floor unit is nice. It's like where I lived for a long time in Hawaii. You just walk out of your door and 5 steps and you jump in the pool. Problem is on the ground floor, the mosquito load is intense. Even just going to the 2nd floor, you probably reduce it 80%, because they like to hang around where all the plants are, right? Plants and water and shit like that. So like I'm on the 2nd floor in my building, and it's just not an issue. If I'm on the 1st floor, you know, it's just amazing how awful it gets. So, even though as much as I like the ground, it's gonna be, you know, 2nd or above from here on out for me. Okay, coming up on the corner here. Hi, doggy. I hate it when they have long-haired dogs in these climates. So many people do it. So this is the road. We're gonna walk down and back up this at the end right now. Getting the beans. Walking across. Oh, I'll go. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is a modern upscale 7, a bigger one, and they actually do meals here. They actually have like a hot plate and microwaves and all that stuff. Smoothies, quite well outfitted, and they have a nice eating area, so you can grab a nice coffee Americano in the morning, which I've done a couple times. Just walk down here, 5-minute, 6-minute walk, and have your morning constitution, and you know, even a swim if you so choose, right? So how about that? So they have a nice little walkway. These are just so cool. Had them forever in Thailand. I hope it never changed. Back in the 80s too. So they let people essentially rent a concession area. They have their things with their ice and their drinks and whatever, and they have deals with restaurants. So they have a menu, which I'm sure they get a service fee out of. So you can order food, drinks, right there on the beach. Have the umbrella, and it's cheap. You sit there all day, and the rental for the space is like 100 baht, you know, and then plus whatever you buy in terms of stuff. And these are all over. And as you can see, development is back, and there's a walkway and the beach, not like what I showed you in Wahin, where it sucks, where they fucked it all up. This is the way it should be done for humans, not just package deal vacation goers. All right. Okay. It's not a whole lot of beach here, but what there is pretty cool. All right. So here you have your high rent stuff, you know, ocean view, ocean facing ocean view, and modern royal beach view. That looks really nice, especially with its glass. Well, both of them have the glass, you know, railing, balcony railings, unobstructed view, right? And over out here, it's actually between Pattaya Beach and Jomtien Beach. You actually have a good chance of cleaner water out here with some snorkeling possibilities. That's what I'm going to show you. I was here the other day, and so there's another beach right over there that we're gonna walk to, but we have to skirt the king's place. Yeah, the king has probably one of many beach houses that he probably never goes to, probably maintains a staff anyway. But you know, you can snorkel all along this. You see the rocks out there. So okay, I will. Wonder who wants to buy that land and be right corner with the royal property, which looks to be a series of nice villas and whatnot. You know, who knows if the king himself has ever been here, but one can be certain that family and friends and political, how would you say that, politically connected get to visit. Of course, as a full-time staff, and will be kept meticulous at any time, because when you have royalty involved, royalty doesn't need to ever make an appointment. Now here's the second gym. It's called Muscle Factory. It's the more expensive of them, the more upscale ones, you know. So the reviews are quite mixed, but it's big. It's probably pretty adequate. I'll try it once, but I've already checked out the other two, and I like both of them. So and you know, I'm like a 1 day a week, 2 at the most day a week kind of guy, and it's mostly for the deadlifts and incline leg presses. That's what I want from those. I've got resistance bands and all sorts of stuff to do upper body, plus you can do body weight. But to really get a good legs in, you need the plates to do that. Right? At least I do. I like it. I love deadlifts. I fucking hate squats. My body is just not made for them. But it is made for deadlifts, and it feels good to me And I'm really happy right now at 80 kilograms, which is, what did I say that was? 80, that's like 160, so yeah, about 175-ish pounds, 176 pounds. And I do it 10 reps for 3 sets. It's perfect. Not too exhausting. No chance of injury. Does this go all the way? I don't know. Let's check it out. Check it out and find out. I've walked around here before, but don't know to what extent I think I've been down here before. Okay, so I think I'm on the right track. Yeah, now I've got my bearings. This is actually the dead end of the street I live on, which is up there. So I'm like, what, 300 meters from the King's Place. Wow, look at me. Anyway, a little bit about that. For those who don't, I covered this before, but I'll do a quick review. So Westerners, you tend to think, however it's configured, whether it's parliamentary or constitution or what we have, you know, constitutional republic. But anyway, the configuration is roughly the same. You have the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branches, which are ideally competing powers, so that stuff can get done, but also a lot of stuff can't get done because two dissenters and you don't go anywhere. And so that makes it so that the executive, in our case the president, can't be a dictator. Although with the abuse of executive order, we're pretty fucking close to that. I think that yeah, I have thoughts about that. Anyway, take Thailand. Now take your 3, which they have 2. Executive, legislative, judicial, add 2 more. 2 more in competition, struggling for political power, and that is the monarchy, the king, and the military, right? And believe me, there is a lot goes on behind the scenes that you'll never know about, but it's one reason I think that Thailand stays very conservative culturally and guards their culture and has no problem being the state that is, you know, it's Buddhist, you know, but it's not imposed. You can have another religion or no religion, but at the same time, there's official you know, remembrances and holidays and whatnot that are in observance of Buddhism. Unlike, you know, we have our traditional Christmas, you know, and Easter, right? But, and I suppose they're official federal holidays, but other than that, we have that separation power, or the, you know, separation of church and state. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion. Well, Thailand makes laws respecting of Buddhism. I don't know that there's any to respect the roughly 5% Muslim. And there's Christians here too, but very small. It's got to be under 1% Christians, right? Judaism, I have no idea. Look that up. But, you know, it's 95% Muslim, or 95% Buddhist, and it's the state is, it's not a theocracy. You know, monks and temples have no power, no political power at all. They're just respected, right? I like it. It keeps it conservative, right? Now the problem is Buddhism is a live and let live religion, karmic. So, you know, you reap what you sow. The problem is Christians don't believe it. Believe you're going to go to fucking hell and blah, blah, blah. Christianity is a fear-based hell and damnation religion. That's what it is. Punishment, eternal punishment, torture, torment. Unless you do. So the problem with having the U.S. be, you know, in any way similar in this regard to Thailand, holy shit, you'd have what you have in Muslim countries that follow Sharia law. You know, it would be awful. It'd be fucking awful. You know, so yeah, it works here because Buddhism is a sane religious tradition, not an insane one like Christianity. Okay, enough of that rant. Getting down to the other side of the beach here. It's pretty quick. All right, here's probably the coolest beach area, and no more than, I don't know, so it's the same distance as the other one I was at, about, I'd say maybe 8-minute walk from my place at most, you know, half a kilometer roughly. And it's really nice. It's like a little quaint little thing. Watch that drop off. This, I swear to God, people would go crazy here in Thailand. Westerners go crazy here because you have this kind of shit all, like there's a hole right there. You know, ditches, building goes, each stairs. You have any manner of, you know, the steps being narrow, steepness, so steep they're more like a ladder, and also the what do you call the toe kick area? You know, you have various heights. Some are really high, some are really low, right? But and just ledges all over the place where you're walking along and stub your toe on something that sticks up like 1 inch or 2 inches from the floor with no nothing to warn you. And that's a problem with the warnings, is you get complacent rather than, so you lose your ability to watch what the fuck you're doing and where you're going and what you're stepping on, right? Paternalistic bullshit, right? Okay, so there's the don't I rant a lot? So there's that would be the king's place, or the royal property as they call it. But look at this beach. It's not big, and there's the ubiquitous, like, rent your thing, an umbrella if you want, or collapse it due to the sun. But really, really cool. And we're gonna go to a little resort here, just right down here. And I wonder if any of you who've ever been to Pratamnak or know anything about it. I'll give you a clue. There's a location here and at least one other one I know of in Bangkok. And it's a famous name. And it has a sexual element to it. So I wonder if any of you can guess before I actually get there. Alright, I'll just keep the camera on. There's another little section of the beach, so they know where the tides are coming. So last time I was here it was earlier, so they were actually setting up the chairs and stuff in the surf, but they know the tide is going to go down most of the day. Okay, so there it goes out to the rock. You have all kinds of options for sunny part of the day. I am going to have a great time here. I can even do some snorkeling there at the point, or some snorkeling over there. So, haven't done that yet, but I certainly will. Okay, there's the places. Birds and Bees Resort, but the big name is the Cabbages and Condoms restaurant. the deal is, now, last time it was open. Oh, it is open. Okay. So, go up here. There's a foot wash here. So there's a resort up here, and there's various places. So there's private suites. There's little, they set this up as a bar, probably when they have more clients. And I'll tell you the story. Now, I don't know the story. I just know the gist of it. But the guy who built this place, I forget his name, but he's like, I think it was in the early 90s or something. And I don't know what the sexual preferences are or anything, but he was a big on promoting condoms. And where the cabbages come from, I have no idea, right? But so all kinds of restaurant seating here. Now we're coming up to the main area. Pool over there for the resort, the Birds and Bees resort, and then here is the main restaurant. And every day they have a breakfast buffet, and I looked at it. The menu is very reasonable in price, really good and very reasonable. And the breakfast buffet, which rivals any kind of a, you know, nice hotel breakfast buffet, is 400 baht, which comes out to about $11, right? Still something I wouldn't do except, you know, an occasional Saturday or Sunday kind of thing. Because, you know, I like to eat for 100 baht or less since I live here. If I was a tourist, oh, you betcha. You betcha. Because when you're a tourist, you come with a certain amount of money. You don't want to leave with a single baht in your pocket. So have at it for your 2 weeks to a month. Now, which way? Communist walk or capitalist walk? I get a kick out of that. They're probably exactly the same. Gotta have the fascist walk too at this point. And there's a cool sign right up here. Here it is. Here it is. That's a good anyway, it's called. People are unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Love them anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you help them. Help people anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you've got. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. What if you spend years building, maybe destroyed overnight? Build anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. Now, you know, you could toss away all your fucking Bibles and Korans and Torahs and Confucius and every other fucking thing. Live your life by that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 call them your life's principles. Memorize them, commit them to memory, and recite them every morning when you get up. You will have an excellent life. Guaranteed. I'm going to guarantee that one. I'm going to guarantee that one. How about you? Right? Fuck a lot better than thou shalt. Thou shalt. Now I suppose you could say, thou shalt do it anyway. Yeah. But those aren't commandments. You notice those aren't commandments. Those are all admonishments. They're admonishments, not commandments. There's no penalty for not doing any of them, except what nature affords. For default, and laziness, and dishonesty. Okay? So that concludes the tour of cabbages and condoms, as well as the birds and the bees. How'd you like that? All right. now we are headed up here and gonna modify my thing just a bit here from what I was gonna do, but we'll see when we get up there. Okay, now this across the way here is the third gym within walking distance. How many of you can say you've got a cheap gym where it's no more than $3 to $4 per session, and you can get discounts by doing a membership or buying a fixed number of workouts? And this one is the closest, between 3 and 4 minutes. Human Strong Gym. I like this second best. I went through here. I'll just give you a shot in the door. I don't really like to take the camera in because, you know, people working out don't, you know, you're not getting their permission. But I just to give you a quick view of it. Just a quick view here, so you can see gym. There you go. Very nice. Pretty cool, huh? And 3 minutes from home. I mean, I can't believe it. 3 gyms that are excellent with no more than a 5-minute walk. This one's 3. Let's call this one 3. The first one we saw, the zoo, was is 4 minutes, and then the what is the other one? Something. The second one, the upscale one, it's about 5 minutes maybe. So unbelievable and cheap, all inexpensive, all excellent in terms of equipment. They all very nice ratings if you look at them on Google Maps. Okay, there's my local 7. Now you remember at the beginning I showed you the barbecue stand. Well, every morning at 5 o'clock, they're right there in front of the 7-Eleven. Same thing, barbecue, pork, chicken, and chicken livers, right? So this is just right down there. You see the building at the very end. That's just turn left, and that's where I live. So I'm coming back to the home rather than cutting it. So the last part of it, the last kilometer roughly, is going to be showing the what I have. That's just like a main street kind of in town where you have, you know, bars and restaurants just one after the other. So, and plus better to be doing it late because probably many of them some are open now or getting ready to open. It's 9:30, so it's an hour from when we started, or 45 minutes anyway. Okay, that is home right there, which you can see on the map I will show. Jomtien Hill Resort Condominiums. And this is some, I don't know what this is, some sort of, looks like some sort of ugly museum type thing, you know, and built in a ugly fucking gallery. Yeah, art gallery. Let's make it fucking ugly on the inside, outside, so you probably know what's in the inside. You don't even have to go look, right? Oh, here we go. Yeah, Gallery 228, Cafe Art Gallery, Life Store. That doesn't mean I won't check it out, but you know, I'm not optimistic. Let me put it that way. You know, and some modern art I do like, but it should be in context, honest, and dealt with honestly. You can see the seat on it. So this is my just right out my door. Go down, get some food, and so on. And this is, you know, I knew this place from when I lived in Jomtien before. Now I live right on it, but it used to be one of my places to come over because they have a great Italian restaurant there with the best meatballs I've ever had in my life. I think they're a pork and beef mix. coffee shop. No smoking, even outside. You wouldn't believe how many massage parlors there are. Last time I had a massage, I had to go 2 years ago. Maybe Julie and her sister were in Phuket, and we went and got foot massages. Right, but I'm just not that into them. A lot of older guys go to them for the extra services. They say it's just easier than dealing with the bar girls. Transactional, strictly transactional services rendered. Part of the culture, you know. People say, "Oh, it's sex back." You know, the Thai brothel industry dwarfs the foreigner stuff. Part of culture, and that's in all of Asia. People just don't talk about it. It's in the closet, right? In spite of the fact that prostitution is illegal in Thailand. Now here's Dom. This is the Italian place I was talking about, and it's great, good pizza. And I have a picture that I'm going to clip in right now of one time I was here with the two girls. Well, with the three girls, the girlfriend and her two daughters, Chile and Wasabi, and that was their first frying food in their life, other than like French fries and potato chips, you know. And two Pampui restaurant. That Pampui means fat. So, but it's not T-W-E-O-O. It's two Pampui. Oh, well, there's two fat folks. So I guess they did the two fat people restaurant. Okay. So. Anyway, so now, if police recently did a survey in Pattaya, and they say, well, we looked all over, we can't find any prostitution. Now, the Western would say, oh yeah, well, they're paid off, and well, that's true too. But the thing is they are not technically, well, some are, but the way it's done and been done as long as I know, from back in the 80s, is exactly the same way it's done in the Philippines. There is no demand of payment for sex. There is none. You don't go to a place and say how much, it's this much, pay the girl, and no such thing. No such thing. You pay the bar what's called a bar fine. That is compensation to the bar that you're taking her out of the bar, and she won't be selling drinks. So the bar is going to lose revenue. So you compensate the bar for that loss of revenue. And then you go, whether it's for a few hours or all overnight, and then it is ultimately up to you. She has no recourse if you refuse. It's up to you to give her a gift, right? And word gets around about what the suggested amounts are for that, and that's how it works. All right. They even in the bars with short time rooms, right? So there's a room upstairs. You rent the room from the bar for an hour, 2 hours, like $15, right? And then the girl goes up with it. But what the transactional payment for services rendered is up to the two of you, and it's not up front. It's not, because doing it up front makes it prostitution. So there's your lesson in it. And you know what? I don't give a fuck what you think about it. Give this a downvote, you two downvoters. There's two of you. 2 out of there. At least the 2, because it's every single video gets 2 downvotes. Isn't that weird? It can get, you know, 1 like, 10 likes, 15 likes. There will always be 2 downvotes. 2 downvotes every single time, right? So keep watching all my videos, or you know, just pop in. At least I get a view, not a complete view out of it. Keep popping in. It just hurts my feelings to see those 2 downvotes every single video I do. I'd miss them if you stopped doing it. All right, so that's where we were at the upscale 7. I suppose there's no point in going back up the other side, and it's still early in the morning, so it's not active. So definitely I have to do at least parts of this walk. Maybe I'll incorporate it with some action over on Jomtien, eat some of the soys there, just to give you an idea of what the bar and restaurant scene is around here in the early evening dusk type thing. And one of these days I'll do a drive down the Jomtien Beach Road. So Jomtien Beach, look at that. It's a long ass place. It goes on for many kilometers. So, and there's stuff going on along all of it. And it's much less touristy than Pattaya. So this is, Jomtien is for Thais and people who live here. Not so much tourists. Well, I used to go to it when I was a tourist here. But you kind of have to know, and you're going to be kind of touristy, you know. Marches to their own drummer. So the deal was, Jomtien was nothing. There was nothing over there. It was just beach. And there was the stuff on the beach, you know, the little kiosk stuff on the beach itself. But across the street, jungle. Now it's high rises, you know, crazy development. But at least they didn't compromise the beach areas. It's across the street. You have a beach drive, and you've got a nice pedestrian walkway along the whole beach. And and then your stuff on the beach, your concessions, your chairs, your umbrellas, drinks, and food. So there you go. What else? I suppose that's about it. So now you see, it's quite a neighborhood I live in. You know, all along here, it's just great food. There's bakeries. I can walk. It's kind of like living in Europe. I can walk down and get a nice freshly baked French baguette, for example, right? I can go to another place and get nice German style sausages. You know, it's cool. There's a store called Food Mart that I used to shop at. Now I'm very close. I mean, I'm actually closer to it now than I was before, and I can get all manner of stuff with a European focus. There's not so many Americans here, so most of the stuff geared to foreigners, geared to the European style. But you know, that suits me just fine. I remember I used to live in France, so in fact I prefer it to American because it's more varied. You know, you got the German stuff, the French stuff, the English stuff, the Scandinavian stuff, Eastern European stuff, Russian stuff. A lot of Russian stuff now. They make good kefir, by the way, or kefir, however you care to pronounce it. All right. So I think coming to the end here, probably going to do about 6 kilometers or so. And then I'm going to make breakfast, and I'm going to do a video of making American style country sausage with sage. I found it yesterday. Okay, just one last shot here. That's the place, Jomtien Hills Resort Condominium, and mine is first floor. So the second one, third one down is my unit on the first floor there. on the, well, what you would call the second floor. It's the first floor. So that's the configuration. And I might end up being there quite a while. And girlfriend should be coming down pretty soon. Sorry, Cup. Oh, gotta show this. Something else I might get one of these days. That's an Indian bike. Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield. It's a, they make them in, that's the 500 cc. They make them in 350 and 500, or maybe it's 550 now. This is a bit older one, but see, just the classic styling. It's awesome, and they're not expensive. Not expensive. I think that's like, they're like 5,000 or 6,000 US out the door. Okay. Well, I almost forgot. There's just one more thing to show you before I end this video. Pretty cool. That came out to almost 7 kilometers, 6.7 or something like that. And I couldn't resist the pool. So the shorts I wear, they're called 1,000 Miles. Look them up. It's all I wear now for the last 6, maybe 8 months. I have 4 pairs of them, and they're multi-purpose. You can exercise in them, swim in them, walk in them. They look nice with a collared shirt. Check it out, 1000miles.com. I think it is 1000mile or 1000miles.com. They're not cheap. They're like about 40-50 bucks a pair, but they ship them here to Thailand. So I originally bought 2. I ended up being a bit too fat for them, but now I'm good. And I got 2 more, and I basically dumped everything else save 1 pair of kind of slacks like looking shorts, and plus my girlfriend likes them, so I got dumped all the cargo shorts and all that bullshit. All right, that's it now. This is really the end.